How he let him go, and they were gonna die.
What? Why would they fucking die? No.
These guys are homunculus, right? They know that
No, they're not
he brought them back to
homunculus. What the
life.
fuck are you talking about?
They're
There's
not
two
supposed to be alive.
homunculi, Ilya and her mother.
These guys are undead, I guess, or
No,
revived by
they're
his
just
magic.
people. Just normal fucking people. What are you talking about? Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Fate Zero, the ultimate episode of Fate Zero, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
So, once again, thank you to SFR for sponsoring these. We'll come back as we normally do with the board and comments. So let's go ahead and hit up that board, where the changelog is fairly simple. I marked Lancelot, Kiria Mato, and Kirai Kodamine as dead.
No longer in the picture. I mean, I think everybody who would survive this would end up in the main series, right? Because this is a prequel. By virtue of an elimination, right? Or
I don't know anything. I don't know anything.
Or at least mention, I remember that guy. Yeah, that guy's not here anymore. Okay, cool. What happened to that guy? Yeah.
Well, I don't know how many years happened between this and the next.
True. We don't know how often the Grail Wars keep up. Well, not the Grail Wars, but it's called the Great War. So I'm gonna call it any other thing. Let's not call it what it is. Yeah, that's my comment.
All right. Well, as I said, we have comments. First up from Fenrir756 from Patreon, from the Final Command Spell. All of these are going to be from the episode, the Final Command Spell. Sorry if this comment is too late for the next episode. Here are my notes. Gilgamesh is an archer because he fires his weapons as projectiles. Archer class servants are not restricted to using bows, but only to using weapons as projectiles. Also, Archer class servants also have a special skill called Independent Action, which allows them to survive without a master for an extended period of time, potentially a couple of days. Well, I mean, that's answering the question we had. Why didn't he go on? Ea is stronger than Excalibur in terms of being a noble phantasm. Also, while Gilgamesh has the originals of almost all the weapon noble phantasms, there are exceptions to the rule, and Gilgamesh does not have the prototype of Excalibur because it has no prototype. Excalibur was forged by 7 fairies before the decline of the Age of Gods to combat threats to the planet, and was used by a nameless human to defeat one such threat before the sword was returned to the fairies, so Gilgamesh never possessed it. This note is not a spoiler, but is providing context for an external religion. Angra Mainyu is the name of the god/spirit in Zoroastrianism, which embodies all the evil in the world. Whatever is in the Grail calls itself Angra Mainyu, and apparently is seeking to be born into the world via the Grail being complete. When the entity says Kiritsugu is worthy of bearing Angra Mainyu, this is a callback to when he told Saber that he was willing to bear all of the world's evils if it would result in him saving the world.
So the Grail is based on Zoroastrianism, but then who would be Zoroaster?
Zoroaster?
Because Zoroaster is the prophet of the religion. It's Amargangu and someone else, and I knew this stuff, and I forgot it. Damn, I'm gonna Google it.
I think the funny part of the kicking myself, because this is the one time it would have been useful to know.
The prophet is Zarathustra or Zoroaster. Ahura Mazda is the good lord, wise lord, and Angara Manyu is the destructive spirit.
I don't know how you could forget a name like Huda Masta.
Ahura Mazda, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how you could forget a name like Huda Masta. Forget that walking down the street all the time.
And yeah, so it's a duality thing, which then that tells you, okay, so the Catholic Church is the one now is in charge of this. Yeah, that opens a whole can of worms. Well, I suppose no. I mean, we're talking about primeval concepts, so it might just call itself that, but it could be something even older than that. So,
Two things should be clarified about what's going on with the Holy Grail. First, it is true that the Grail can only grant the user's wish using a method known to the user because the Grail is essentially a nigh unlimited source of magic energy, so the user has to provide the process for using that energy to grant the wish. Second, the process of granting the wish is being twisted to be granted in the most destructive way possible, and the Grail is not supposed to twist wishes to be as destructive as possible.
that seems to be a contradiction in terms.
No, I don't think it's a contradiction in terms. I think it's lacking information.
Yeah, because the wish it will be in the most, it's all wish, beware what you wish for, right? It's always going to come back to you. But the Grail is not supposed to do that. So
That's what I'm saying. So we're lacking information.
yeah.
The Eisburn consultation room was a callback to the original visual novel. In the original visual novel / game, there were numerous bad endings that could trigger as a result of the choice that you made. And after getting that bad ending, there would be a skit called Taiga Dojo, where there would be a funny skit berating the player for what they did wrong, which often was a result of making a choice that was consistent with who the point of view character is. Some of the bad ending in the visual novel were terrifying too, such as where the POV character elects not to participate in the Holy Grail War and is supposed to be protected by the church. But as the character goes home, another master uses the servant to smash the character's body for the head and uses the magic to keep the head alive and take it home to continue to torture it.
Okay. That's great, I guess.
Kiritsugu did not think of Maya as a tool. Remember, he wept for her when he found her dying.
True. But at the end of the day, he still used her, so.
And he thought of her as a tool.
Yeah.
We know that you've thought of her as a tool. We have his mental process. Also, not for nothing, he cries for certain people performatively. I'm not saying that's the case here. I'm just saying that's something we've seen him do. Servants with powerful magic resistance can resist command spells, and Saber has especially powerful magic resistance, which is why it took both command spells to force her to destroy the Grail, as she did not want to.
I mean, Artoria would not want to destroy the Grail for what it represents for her and her identity, so yeah.
The 2006 anime has so many problems because although it is meant to primarily adapt the Fate route, it has the problem many anime adaptations of visual novels have in that they try to add in parts of multiple routes, which brings in a great deal of confusion into the story. That the way they adapt some of the moments were fairly poorly done. The main thing you would be missing out on is Saber's character development.
I agree. But then again, I didn't see a lot of episodes, so I don't have a lot to compare it to.
I didn't play the game or the visual novel, so I can't compare it to anything. Alright, well, that was Fenrir's comment. Next up, we have Alex V9 from the Patreon. Obviously, I said all the comments come from the same episode.
Yeah.
Before we begin, here are your scores if you didn't look them up after the recording. Of course, you remember can we name the people by their titles? Lessons, 0 points. Quotations, sorry.
Oh.
Theta, 1.5 points. Theta, at the last minute you got it right with Demon King of the Sixth Heaven, Oda Nobunaga. The other extra half point is for mentioning Lu Bu, his title being the Flying General.
Oh, then.
Removing the doubts about the other epithets, La Pasulia, Joan of Arc, referring to her physical, mental, spiritual ability. the Angel of Crimea, Florence Nightingale, due to her position as a caregiver/savior of soldiers, thanks to her revolutionary, for the time, nursing methods.
Yeah.
Dragon-blooded knight, Siegfried/Sigurd, the knight who slew the dragon Fafnir and bathed in his blood. Master of heroes, Chiron, the centaur, who taught more than a dozen other heroes and well-known figures, including Achilles, Jason, Perseus, Hercules, Theseus, etc. So I guess that goes against my Wukong shouldn't be a person thing, now that centaur is. And warrior shaman, Geronimo, real name unpronounceable to me. Warrior chief and shaman of the Bedenoke Apache.
Like the ghost dance. One of the leaders of the ghost dance.
Now the notes. Regarding Alexander's chariot.
Those, yeah.
Sorry, were you done?
No,
I thought you were done and I was continuing.
No, I thought I should have known most of them, but now I feel like an idiot.
Well, you're the one who had like all the good educated guesses, and then I just got right twice. Or I got right once and I mentioned a right answer. Regarding Alexander's chariot, the Gordius wheel is a war antique that was originally an offering to Zeus from King Gordius, which Alexander claimed after cutting the Gordian knot. It is because of this chariot that Alexander has the designation rider, although I personally believe that with or without the chariot he would have this designation due to his faithful friend Bucephalus, his horse. 2. I have already answered most of your questions about how things work in previous comments. Here are the links to your own videos with the answers in the comments. It'll be scrolling by. I put it in the videos anyway. Number 3. Since we're at the end, I want to give a huge thanks to SevTQ for sponsoring and introducing this franchise to you. I also wanted to say that while it's not up to me, I hope SevTQ and you guys continue with the UFO Table adaptation. I was recently rewatching the 2006 adaptation of Stay Night, and my god, it is really bad, as per Fenrir's comment above. Not just because of the animation, but because of the strange and terrible direction they gave the story. I know it's said that it shouldn't be omitted because of the depth given to some of the characters, but really they're just moments here and there that could easily be filled by the comments.
I guess we're skipping that one.
I mean, it's up to SevTQ. I think SevTQ said they might even just be done, so we'll find out at some point. I mean, I'd like to find out what happens to Ilya. I was originally going to do one of my post-reaction comments, but my mind is so cloudy that I can't think of anything. It was a fun and interesting reaction. I hope you enjoy the episode you're about to watch. Have a great day.
Thank you.
And our final comment from SevTQ themselves. Responding to the comment part about Gil versus Iskander, ideal versus reality, in my view, Gil is the reality, power of God or higher being, represented by Gil holding a weapon Ea made by gods. In Fate, of course, in our reality case, it could be as simple as the nature phenomena of universe-level extraterrestrial being, or any big challenge to a species in order to progress. Even a great king like Iskander, power of man, seems like zero chance to overcome. Meaning such great dream of a man can have is fragile and meaningless in front of a harsh reality. The difference between Gil and Iskander is dimensional. Makes me thinking about someday mankind would progress to a certain stage that new threat/challenge could be harsh enough, forcing us to ignore any last bit of moral/spiritual values. Then it becomes the story of FGO's Fate Extra, human species forced to retired by the world.
Or Blue Gender. I remember Blue Gender.
I don't think that's it.
I mean, we're talking about planetary scale or bigger than humanity threats, then there's a lot of stories like that.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of like aliens coming to Earth, right? If you've mastered intergalactic travel and whatnot, what are we? How are we different from the rest of the animals on the planet? I mean, actually, thinking about that, that was my turn to forget shit, but I'm not going to Google it. I'm going to stay here for 13
94?
minutes. No.
War of the Worlds?
I'm trying to think of Childhood's End.
Yeah.
Because that also has the themes of godhood versus, but it's also including my alien bit in there at the same time.
The fan was on, but it was very low. I'm like, oh man, this is not blowing at all.
That's right. For those of you in the audience, Lessons was reaching down below his desk because the thing wasn't blowing.
Like a fan, because it is.
That's right. Lessons wants the fans to blow. Yeah.
Oh, stop. Don't. Just
like a fan. That's what you said.
No.
Do you not want the fans to blow you? It's going to get hot in here, Lessons. One way or another. Gotta get those fans to blow you.
Just stop. No. Yeah, let's not go there. Please.
All right. Anything else you want to add before we get into the final episode?
Looking forward to see how it all ends, because it seems that all my expectations were wrong. You didn't want to use the, well, I guess at the last moment it's like, no, I'm not going to release this evil to the world, so I'm going to destroy it. See what happens.
I mean, it seemed like a bit of a revelation to him that you would have to know how to accomplish the task you would wish for.
Yeah.
So, you
He has
you
no
can't.
idea.
Yeah, I mean, well, it goes back to all your previous questions about changing reality and whatnot. You would have to know how to change reality in order to then change reality.
And if you get it wrong, then...
Well, just mean that you were talking about before, like creating a new world or creating a new reality or changing aspects of reality with the wish. Yeah. And the wish is saying, or I would say chalice.
The entity.
The chalice, the goblet. What the fuck? What's the grail?
Goblet? Okay, yeah.
The goblet, rather. The grail says you have to know how to do it first. So I'm going to give you infinite power, but you have to know how to wield infinite power to accomplish the task. You have to guide me through the process. Which I guess goes to show you that Waver probably would have been the best one to win the Rail War.
They knew what they wanted.
Well, no. Actually, they didn't know what they wanted. The element is, though, that they had magical expertise, or at least they had the thought process about how to change the magical world to begin with. So they would know how to accomplish a thing while not having the power to do it. So this would grant them the power to do a thing that they had no power to do to begin with.
Well then.
All right, well, I guess with all that said, there's nothing left to do but hop on in and get into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
Also being reminded now that I'm going to have to realign the audio to the visual.
たった3度の命令のみの関係で一体何が見抜けたというのか。私はもっと身近に仕えてくれた者たちの心すら見通せなかったというのに。これはすべて人の気持ちがわからないように課せられた罰だったのかもしれない。
I mean, really, this was all set up ahead of time when we had Lancer essentially kill himself with command spells.
So did she do it?
I mean, I doubt it. I mean, I think it happened. It's just the element that on the next time on, it showed 3 hours remaining. So I don't know how she swings and 3 hours remain in the Grail War. That's the Grail.
Oops. All the evil of the world released.
I don't know if that's what that is.
Well, the Holy Grail has a holy blood, so
Well, I mean, a lot of them say mostly probably just a representation of the blood of the dead sacrificed to the Grail during the Grail War.
キリツグどうしたの
yeah.
イリアスフィールあのね怖い夢を見たのイリアが
I mean, you will next Grail War.
イリアの中にねものすごく大きな塊が7つも入ってくるのイリアは破裂しそうになってとっても怖くてでも逃げられなくて
But also, who's she talking to?
そのうち
So I've also been wondering who they left her with.
声が聞こえてね頭の上に真っ黒い大きな穴が開いてそれで世界が燃えちゃうのキリツグはそれを眺めて泣いているの
You try to save people? I mean, you ordered the destruction.
キリツグは平気かな一人ぼっちで怖い思いをしてないかな大丈夫あの人はイリアのために頑張るわ私たちの祈りをきっと彼
He just in her head?
もう二度と
Maybe.
イリアが怖い思いをしないで済むようにうんそうだねそうだよね
Yeah, the audio is not
キリ
syncing.
ツグは頑張り屋さんだもの
Just said that.
そのお仕事をきちんと終わらせてもうすぐ
Oh, is that an ice globe? It feels like it might be inside an ice globe for some
No.
reason.
Sorry, you didn't see episode 1. That's their home. That's the Iceburn's home. I guess I marked him dead too early.
もう大丈夫だ行こ
Except Berserk is dead. So he's not in the Grail War.
カリア君
So you're dead too.
う葵さん
ありがとうカリアおじさんありがとうカリアお父さん
Okay, maybe he's just still crumpled over in the parking garage, dying.
Yeah.
No. Thoughts he was seeing there before he now died.
バカな人おじい様に逆らうから
Well, that all turned out for naught.
ここは世話の焼ける男だ瓦礫の下からお前を掘り当てるのは難儀であった
Okay.
ぞ
Why are you naked?
何があったさあなあの泥が俺を吐き戻したのだどうやら再びこの時代に君臨し地上を治めよという天意らしい
受肉を果たしたというのか
ゴーハラだがな
Was that his
あ
wish?
のようなものを
Did he get the
願望
wish?
視などと期待して奪い合っていたとはこたびの茶番つくづく最後までどしがたい顛末であったな
私は撃たれた
So the board was rendered negligible the entire time.
ない私に何か治療を施したのかギルガメッシュ
さてどうだかな見たところ死んでいる様子だがお前は俺と契約でつながっていた俺があの泥で受肉した拍子にお前はお前で 何らかの不条理にとらわれたのかもしれん。
あれから命を授かったとい
I
う
mean, I
の
know
か。
heartbeat.
すべてのサーバントが消滅し、聖杯を勝ち取ったのは我々だ。綺麗よ。その結末を刮目してみるがいい。聖杯が真に勝者の願望を汲み取るのであるならば、ことみね綺麗。この景色こそが、お前の求め欲していたものだ。
I mean, we didn't really see Saber die. She could still be out there.
なんだ、なんなんだ私は。なんという邪悪、なんという鬼畜。これが私の望み。こんな破滅が、嘆きが私の優越だと。こんな歪みが、汚物が、よりにもよって琴峰理性の種から生まれたと。ありえん、ありえんだろう。なんだそれは。我が父は犬でもはらませたというのか。
I mean, you didn't care much about his death. So,
満たされたか。綺麗よ。
いや、まだだな。これでは足りん。確かに問い続けるだけだった人生に私はようやく回答を得た。ところがな、
Who you really
問題
were?
が解かれる過程を省略してただいきなり回答を投げ渡され、これで一体何をどう納得しろというのだ。こんな怪異な回答を導き出した方程式がどこかに必ず明快な断りとしてあるはずだ。いいな。あらねばならない。問わねばならん。探さねばならん。この命を費やし、私はそ
is
れ
now not what you've been doing?
理解しなければ。
どこまでも飽きさせぬやつ。それでいい。神すら問い殺す貴様の愚道。このギルガメッシュが見届けてやる。
アンリマユ。
I mean,
捕またい
it certainly feels like an ending that would set up something else.
Yeah.
我の誕生を、その存在証明を。エミヤ、切りつぐ。受けて立つとも。
どうしたのだ、綺麗。
いや、
He who tried to save the world destroyed it.
Or, I mean, just the city.
その顔を覚えている。
I thought he was digging out Saber or something.
目に涙をためて生きている人間を見つけ出せたと心の底から喜んでいる男の姿。それがあまりにも嬉しそうだったから。まるで救われたのは俺ではなく
He who can save one life saves the world entire.
思ったほど。
生きてる。生きてる。生きてる。
Do I know this person?
そうして死の直前にいる自分が羨ましく思えるほど男は何かに感謝するようにありがとうと言った。
I think he's the protagonist of the next
捨てられて
story.
よかったと。
No.
一人でも助けられて
That'd be the daughter.
救われたと。
Once she's outside of the town. Wow, is that over already?
では次のニュースです。
No. It's only halfway over.
アレク
Halfway through, rather.
無事にイギリスに着いたかしらね。
明け方にヒースローから電話してきたよ。時差を考えろってんだよ、まったく。
あ あら、電話が気づかなかったわ。でも、あの人らしいじゃないの。
I thought he let him go, and they were gonna die.
What?
相談があるんだけど、いいか
Why
な
would they
He-
fucking
he-
die? No.
These guys are homunculus, right? They know that
No, they're not
he brought them back
homunculus.
to
What the
life.
fuck are you talking about?
They're
There's
not
two
supposed to be alive.
homunculi, Ilya and her mother.
These guys are undead, I guess, or
No,
revived by
they're
his
just
magic.
people. Just normal fucking people. What are you talking about?
あらまあ、
Oh no, wait! What he did was he reprogrammed their memories
も
to
しかして
have him believe that he was his son. Yeah.
そういうわけじゃないよ。ただね、今まで勉強以外のことろくに興味持たなかったの、ちょっと後悔してるんだ。それでね、旅をしようかと思うんだ。
まあまあ、聞きましたか、グレン。ウェーバーちゃんたら急にまるでアレクセイさんみたいなことを言い出したわ。
ともかく、まあいろいろ準備というか、先立つものも必要になるし、まずはアルバイトでも始めようかって。それでさ、ここからが本題なんだけど、もし構わないようならさ、目処がつくまでこの家で厄介になってもいいかな。
もちろんですとも。ウェーバーちゃんとまだ一緒にいら
I
れ
mean,
る
kind of already made that clear
素敵なん
in the
です。
conversation on the roof.
今日はお祝いね。
まったく、ただの霊魂風情が。一体どうすりゃこれだけの痕跡を残していくってんだよ。
That was a history book, right? That they bought.
本当は連れて行ってほしかったけどな。要するに、まだ全然なっていないってことだな、僕は。結局封も切ってないじゃんか。あいつ。お
Oh, right, the video game that he bought.
初回購入特典、オリジナル T シャツ付き。こんなの欲しがるやつなんているのかよ。まったく。
I know that my redeemer lives, and that, in the end, he will stand up for the earth. And after my skin has been destroyed, yet in my flesh, I will see God.
That's the daughter.
I myself will see him with my own eyes. I am not another. How my heart yearns within me.
Doing the funeral for the daughter, or in front of the daughter of her father that you killed.
まずは十分な働きだ。お父様もさぞや鼻が高いことだろう。ご苦労だった。まだ刻印は完全には馴染んでいないのだろう。痛むかね。
こんなの平気よ。
時読み師の差配は実に完璧だった。遠坂が積み上げてきた魔導は一切の色なく、凛、君に受け継がれるだろう。そろそろお母上を。
And maybe this time don't try and summon the devil from a book.
ええ、そうする。さあ、お母さん、お父様に最後のお別れを言おうね。
リン、今日は誰かのお葬式なの？
そうよ。お父様が死んだのよ。
まあ大変。早く時臣さんの喪服を出さなくちゃ。ねえリン、さくらの着替えを手伝ってあげて。
So my board is just wrong all over the fucking place now.
私も支度しなくちゃいけないのに。ほらあなた、ネクタイが曲がっていますよ。 かりしてください。あなたは凛とさくらの自慢のお父様なんですよ。
またしばらく私は日本を留守にするが、今後について何か不安はあるかね？
ないわよ。あんたに頼ることなんて何も。
次に会うのは半年後だ。その時に2度目の刻印移植も執り行う。体調管理には十分に気をつけるように。
言われなくても分かってるわ。
リン、これよりお前は名実ともに東坂の当主となる。今日この日のために私から門出の品を送りたい。
The dagger father
あぞ
gave to him.
かつて私が魔術の修行の成果を我が師に認められた折
Stabbed him in the heart with
いただ
it.
いた品だ。以後これはお前が持つといい。
これがお父様の。
Not quite.
I mean, it was. He gave it to Kirei. Now Kirei's giving it to her after he used it to kill her father. We just assumed his
The thing
wife
is, I don't
died,
know
and
what
guess
he
she got Amuro
discovered.
raid.
Yeah. I don't know what he discovered that now he's.
また
Oh.
ここに。みんなアンスもっと。
私はギネビアへの思いを捨てられない。私自身が許せなかった。だがアーサー王、あなたは私の罪を問うことも償いを求めることもせず、ただ私たちの前で正しくあり続けた。しかし私はあなたの手で裁かれたかった。あなた自身の怒りによって裁かれていたならば、私は償いを求めて狂気の道に落ちず
Probably
に
not too
済ん
different
だ
from
かも
Gilda
しれ
Ray's, as it turns out.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。私なんか。
So are all the summons trapped in that space until such time as they're summoned back?
アーサー王、
いつの日か。
So I'm going to refer you back to Alex V9's
あ
comment,
なたこそ
which links you to all the times he's answered these questions.
あなたのもとに仕えた誰もが
王になるべきは。
そう思っていました。
I'd be interested to find out who the hell Guinevere was in this turnaround where it's Astoria Pendragon. And yet he called him King Arthur. Not King Astoria.
何度も
Or Queen Astoria.
訪れたが、聖杯を持ち帰らなかった僕に、ユーブスタクハイとは森の結界を開くことはせず、もう二度とイリアに会うことは叶わなかった。だが、
So he went through all that trouble.
イリアを最後に、
The Grail was destroyed. He realized something about himself. We don't know what exactly.
No, you're talking about a different guy now. You're talking about Kie. This is not Kie.
No.
僕はあの日助けた少年シロを養子として引き取った。
Even if you didn't recognize the voice, the fact he was talking about Ilya, Kirei would never talk about Ilya. Kirei doesn't know Ilya.
寝るならちゃんと布団に行けよ、じいさん。
ああ、いや、大丈夫だよ。子供の頃、僕は正義の味方に憧れてた。
なんだよそれ。憧れてたって諦めたのかよ。
うん。残念ながらね。ヒーローは期間限定で大人になると名乗るのが難しくなるんだ。
Well, yeah, after you blow up people and kill them and ambush them and shut them in the head. Yeah, sure.
そっか。 それじゃあしょうがないな。
そうだね。本当にしょうがない。ああ、本当にいい月だ。
うん。しょうがないか
I'm
ら。
guessing this kid's also an important
俺
person
が代わりになってや
in
る
the
よ。
next one.
じいさんは大人だからもう無理だけど、俺なら大丈夫だろ。任せろって。じいさんの夢は
そうか。ああ、安心した。
ケリーはさ、どんな大人になりたいの？
僕はね、正義の味方になりたいんだ。
I think hers was the most regrettable death. The girl back on the island, that's the voice that you're hearing.
Yeah.
Well, I did not expect it to be over halfway through the episode, and then the rest of the episode being wrap up.
What's yeah, prologue, no prologue, epilogue, basically.
Yeah, wrap up. What I said.
Didn't like it.
I could tell that lessons when you said when you started your whole sentence. That's fine. I enjoyed it.
I mean, I guess it's you couldn't have a good ending to this because it's a prequel to something else.
Could
right?
have a good ending. It was a good ending.
It wasn't satisfying. You know, it doesn't. It wasn't
Pretty good ending for the people that died and came back, or the people that we thought were dead. Were, I mean, maybe not so much for the wife who got again Temraid.
Yeah.
I mean, better than dead, I guess.
But that guy sacrificed himself for nothing. I guess setting up the little girl to grow up so that still manipulated by her grandfather.
Well,
and
I mean, you
consumed
need to
by the
clarify who
worms.
you mean when you say sacrifice his life for nothing. That's like every guy in the show.
Yeah.
No, listen, you don't agree. I asked you to clarify. Clarification isn't yeah.
I agree with what you just said.
No, stop agreeing with me.
Why?
Because I asked
You're
you
right.
a question, and agreement is not an answer.
Let me see who the fuck I'm talking about here.
Yeah, you have to, because I asked you to clarify. Have you started giving this speech in the middle of a history class about the generals of like the Civil War, and you were like, then the old man did this, and I was like, which one? And you were like, yeah. I would fail you. I would just fucking fail you because you wouldn't name what you're talking to about, rather. Right. Thought maybe there might be like a post thing, but apparently not.
What's his name? What's this fucker's name? Worthless fucker name.
Well, I know it's already going to annoy me, whoever the fuck you do come up with, because you're insulting who I think you're insulting.
I think it was Kariya Matu.
The guy who sacrificed everything to save the daughter of the woman that he loved.
And ended up killing, well, not killing her because she ended up in a wheelchair.
Yeah, plus, you know, he got fucking manipulated by a master manipulator. Two of them, in fact. Senior Mato, the vampire-ass son of a bitch, manipulated him because he just wants to see him suffer. Gilgamesh manipulated Kirei into manipulating him. So he got manipulated 3 times in a row, all because he wanted to save the little girl who was getting eaten by bugs.
And then Sakuramatu just, well, lost. She's like, oh yeah, no, you can't go against grandfather. Fuck you.
Yeah,
Idiot.
that's why it's a
And walked away.
tragedy. His story is a tragedy. And you're like, this stupid, wretched motherfucker. And I was like, what are you talking about? He has one of the most tragic storylines. He's the first person you meet in the show, by the way, in episode 1. He meets the wife and the 2 daughters at the park. It's like a happy little reunion. And then that's when things go sideways, when one of the daughters gets sent to the Matos. And then you see her being tortured by the bugs. Oh yeah, I've kept her down in the basement for like a couple of days, and the worms are just like fucking on her and everything. And he sacrifices everything to save her.
And fails miserably.
Yeah. And you're calling him like a fucking asshole and everything. It's like, his story is a tragedy. You remember that Hercules killed his wife and child? Because he was also manipulated? Yeah. You don't call...
No, he got mad. He had a sudden bout of madness, which was done by...
in his sleep. But it was done by the gods. I'm saying that he still effectively was manipulated. No more different than Gilgamesh manipulating him. Or the vampire ass Matau. You don't think, Hercules, that wretched son of a bitch. No, you think of Hercules for his good deeds, not his failings that are put upon him by the others.
Yeah, but this guy didn't even get 12 labors. He was just...
Well, this was his labor. This was done to him during his labor. No, because remember, he gets the bugs are eating on him. He's dying because of the bugs. That's done to him after he decides to try and save her. Saving her was his labor, and it was killing him.
And he failed.
Yeah, but I'm saying is that what you're doing is making no sense.
No. Heracles succeeded. In fact, not only he succeeded, he eventually rose to godhood.
Yeah, my point isn't that Hercules succeeds. My point is that you're judging them essentially the same, but you're saying that this guy is a son of a bitch for no reason.
Yeah, because eventually he ended up killing supposedly the woman he loved, which he wasn't entitled to her love in the first place.
It's not about entitlement. You're not entitled to anyone's love. You can still seek it, which is what he was doing. But again, he was fucking manipulated and is dying.
Yeah, don't care for the guy.
Yeah, well, I don't agree with your judgment here.
Yeah, no. At the end of the day, I don't think this was the kind of satisfying ending that I wanted. Perhaps because it couldn't be, because this is a prequel, and therefore you have to set it up for the next whatever's going to happen, right? So you can't have a true ending here if it's just...
I mean, that was basically a true ending. It sets up for the next thing only in the element that you know that there's a next thing. If there was no next thing, then you could stop right here. This is fine.
So nothing happened with it. I mean...
Yeah, nothing happened with it. Well, I mean, you can't say nothing happened with it. An entire city of people died. But otherwise, these people went on a journey, discovered shit about themselves that then inspired them to do more things in the world. Waver turned into a guy who was like, oh, I'm going to get revenge against the magical establishment. And now he's like, I'm going to get a part-time job and explore the world. And the guy who inspired me to do all these things, I'm going to follow in his footsteps.
Probably the only character that I think came out of it well. Like, well, I tried. I got to move on.
Gilgamesh and Kirei are up to fucking something. But you can still see that he's manipulating Rin. So whatever that's what's going on there, you see that the vestiges of that left. Ilya is apparently being kept protected behind a magical snow forest because Kirisugo can't reach her anymore. But then again, he went through that whole thing with the Grail in the Grail space where he shot her in the head and then shot his wife. And, I mean, not for nothing, but Ilya is herself the next Grail, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was great.
It didn't work for me. That's all I can say.
Well, I feel like you could say a lot more, in fact.
Not really.
Okay, you're going to be the guy who walks out of the play. How'd you feel about the play? Didn't like it. Really, why?
Yeah.
Can't say.
I mean, I already said why I don't feel it's satisfying, so it wasn't to me a satisfying
what you said was that it only feels like it's setting up for the next thing.
And didn't really answer any of the questions that I had anyway, so it's like, what is that? I guess the nature of the Grail, but not really, because no wish was made. So I think it would have been very interesting if the wish actually had been made and we saw the world that it was created from it, or the wish had been twisted It's like, okay, you made a wish. Well, sucks to be you, because remember all the things that you did to get here? Well, that's the only way you can get this power. In other words, you can't be the champion of justice as you think you are, because in order to seek this justice, you sacrifice too much and too many. You made too many injustices to get there. Like, no, well, I killed everybody. Oh, I guess I can't save a kid. You're going to be the next champion.
Well, I mean, that
of
was the
justice.
point of the last episode. Greater good thing. 300 people on one boat, 200 people on the other. Which one do you save? Oh, I save the 300. Okay, well, the 200 people then kidnap you and say you have to fix our boat. What do? Oh, I kill them all. All right, well, now you have the 300 boat, and now it's 200 and 100, and the thing says, okay, you save the 200. Okay, same thing happens. All right, well, I kill the 100, and it's like, he's like, this is clearly not the right choice, and the Grail is saying, no, this is the correct choice every time. And that's why it boils down to, okay, now it's your daughter and your wife. And it's like, okay, well,
the whole thing actually is
you
bullshit,
boiled down the
because
entire world into two people, and that's where he snaps. He says, okay, now it's the entire world versus my two loved ones. That's clearly the wrong decision.
That's bullshit, because that's just the trolley problem again and again and again.
I don't give a shit about the
like,
fact that you don't like the trolley problem. But that is
misused.
The basis of... That's literally war games. Having Joshua play the global war over and over again until it learns that there's no winner in a global war. The trolley problem played over and over again until you realize, oh shit, this isn't the right choice.
Yeah, because you shouldn't have engaged in any of it in the first place. That's the lesson from war games. And that's not the trolley problem. The problem with war games is like, why? Literally, it says the best choice is not to play at all.
No, actually, it says the only winning move is not to play.
Well, then you don't play. You disengage from the whole thing.
That doesn't matter, though. That's not the point. The point here is that we've already seen his entire backstory and where he comes from and what he's doing and why he's doing it. There is no don't engage anymore. He's in it.
Well, he failed because he was the entirely wrong person to be the Sword of Justice. He doesn't understand the actual concept of it. Because you keep sacrificing people.
I'm not...
Eventually.
Not every time that I pause and just look up isn't because I don't understand what you're saying, Lessons. If I didn't understand, I would directly say that. I was considering it for a moment to see if there was anything I wanted to say about what you had just said, and there really wasn't. I disagree, but not to a point that I have any strong emotional interjection for.
Then we had the other guy who had a revelation, but we're never told what the revelation is. And Gilgamesh apparently now has been reborn into an independent entity, but does he really rule the world, or just faffing about? Like, oh, I guess I'm here now.
Of course he doesn't rule the world. He said to rule the world, not now that I rule the world. Yeah, I would actually have to take motions to do so. The same way if, you remember Ryder wanted to rule the world if he won the Great War. He basically got Ryder's wish, except that Ryder would still have to raise an army and do all the shit. That's what Ryder was doing. That's why all that shit in that room was all like, here's all the fighter jets of the modern world. Here's information on all the past battles and the geopolitics. Ryder was waiting to win the Grail War to take over the world.
I think he didn't. Fancy a global dictatorship, considering what's happening right now. But yeah, there's a couple of them. Maybe if I watch the whole thing from the very beginning, I can get those parts that I'm missing, because I feel like there's just a lot of stuff missing in this picture that I'm not getting.
I mean, I legit only asked you to watch one episode. Episode 11. Did you?
Did what? Well, no, I haven't watched episode 11.
Yeah. Ever since, like, from the beginning of this, I said, oh, you've got to watch episode 11. It's where the Saber, Archer, and Ryder, Gilgamesh, Artoria, and Alexander have a sit down and they just talk about what it means to be king, different styles of leadership, why each one of theirs is better than the others. It's just a conversation episode. Well, it does end with a battle, though. Assassin comes to kill them, and it's basically 1,000 assassins versus Ryder's Noble Phantasm, which is his entire army.
Assassin lost, so...
Well, to me, it's the best episode of the show, and it's the talky episode too. So I said, "Hey, you got to watch
Maybe I
this
should-
episode. It's the best episode of the show." So
Maybe I should. Well, yeah. Until I do, I think I'm still missing a couple of chunks here that I just feel like there's.
all right, well, nothing like finishing a show to have somebody say, "I didn't like it."
I didn't like the
I'm not
ending.
asking you to be
I
dishonest.
liked everything.
I'm not
I liked
asking you to
everything
be
up to this
dishonest. It's
point.
just a weird way to wrap up.
I liked everything about it until I got here. And then I got here and I was like, yeah, this ending. It's not a horrible ending. I can see maybe what they were trying to do. But again, I'm missing those parts to go like, yeah, no, there's something missing here. Maybe if I keep watching, like, oh, so this is all the setup for these characters and they're doing this and what they think about this way. And it's like, okay, now it makes sense. But otherwise, nope, not yet.
Well, I really enjoyed it. Kind of wish it had been a weekly show, but that was not available on the Patreon, so I can't blame that. Would have been far easier to follow on a week-by-week basis. But we do what we can, and that's also why I rewatched the episode like the day before to get myself refreshed on everything. Alright, well, if that is everything, I guess this is wrapping up on the Fate Zero series. Once again, thank you to SFTQ for sponsoring. Once again, I have been Theta, this has been Lessons, we've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?